Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 4 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll to grade 4 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We are going to start with the chapter multiplication. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Here I'm on grade 4 math. Chapter we're on right now is multiplication. Let's just start with the lesson that is multiplication facts to 12. Multiplication facts for 9 of 12. Multiplication facts to 12. Multiply 9 times 9. We need to add 9 night times. Basically, first thing we need to learn about multiplication, right? Multiplication is the repeated additions, right? 9 times 9 means you can add 9 times, right? But adding so many times is sometimes difficult. So that's why we need to learn the multiplication tables, right? If still you are not good with multiplication tables, do start with multiplication tables today. Do one table at a time and try to be very good with multiplication tables because multiplication tables are very important. They are very helpful while doing division also, right? Because division is opposite to multiplication. 9 times 9, 9 times 9 is 81, or either you add 9 times. Let's just start with the test questions. 7 times 11. So which is the correct counter table of 11? And I think table of 11 is the one that is the easiest one. Very good. Like 11 times 7 is 77, right? So option number 2 is the correct option. That is exactly the same we do with the table of 1. 1 and 11 is same. 11 times 12. Two digit multiplication you can perform if you are not good with multiple tables. You can multiply them also. Start with multiplying the ones digit. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. Now to multiply the tens digit, so we need to put a 0 right below the ones and start writing the numbers from the tens digit. 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 1 is 1. Now just add. 2 plus 0 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3 and 1. So that makes 132. 11 times 12 is 132. Option number 2 is the correct option, that is 132. Multiply 11 times 8. 11 times 8 is 88. Option number 2 is the correct option. Got it? 11 times 8 is 88. 9 times 9. 9 times 9 is 9 times 9 is 81. Option number 2 is the correct option. 6 times 9. 6 times 9 is 54. Option number 1 is the correct option. 54 it is. 3 times 6 is 3 times 6 is 18. Option number 1 is the correct option, that is 18. 0 times 8 is 0. Option number 2 is the correct option, that is 0. 11 times 1 is 11 times 1 is 11. Option number 1 is the correct option. 8 times 5 is 8 times 5 is 40. Option number 2 is the correct option. Very good. 0 times 1 is 0 times 1 is 0. Anything when you're multiplying with 0, the answer is always a 0. Okay, you can. Okay, 4 times 7. So, which is the correct option? 4 times 7 is 28. Option number 1 is the correct option. Very good. 5 times 1 is 3 times 5 times 1 is 5. Option number 1 is the correct option. 3 times 7 is that is 21. Option number 2 is the correct option. Very good. 12 times 8 is that is 96. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is multiplication facts up to 12. Find the missing factor. Fill in the missing number. So what number times 3 is 15? We need to find a number that when multiplied by 3 makes 15. So which is the correct option? 5 times 3 is 15, right? 5 times 3 is 15. Let's just start with the test questions. The missing number times 5 is 10. So what number it is? The options we are given is 4 and 2. So 2 times 5 is 10. The correct option is 2. Very good option number 2 is the correct option. 8 times what number is 40? Eight times 5 is 40. The correct option is 5. Option number 1 is the correct option. Fill in the missing number. The missing term number times 4 is 40. So what number it is? Fill in the missing number. So the missing number times 4 is 40. So what number times 4 is 40? That is 10 times 4 is 40. Option number 2 is the correct option. Fill in the missing number. So missing number times 3 is 15. What number it is? Fill in that is very good. 5 times 3 makes 15. So the correct option is 5. Option number 1 is the correct option. 4 times 9 is 36. The correct option is 9. Very good. Option number 2 is the correct option. Missing number times 8 is 80. What number it is? That is 8 times 10 is 80. Very good. Option number 2 is the correct option. Fill in the missing number. 3 times what number is 30? That is 10 times 10 is 30. Option number 1 is the correct option. Two times what number is 10? That is 2 times 5 is 10. Option number 1 is the correct option. Fill in the missing number. 7 times what number is 70? Seven times 10 is 70. Option number 2 is the correct option. Very good. 3 times what number is 9? 3 times 3 is 9. Option number 2 is the correct option. Fill in the missing number. 1 times what number is 4? 1 times 4 is 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. Fill in the missing number. 3 times what number is 6? 3 times 2 is 6. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is choose the multiples of a given number up to 12. Which of the following numbers are multiple of 9? N- Which of following numbers are multiple of 9? Okay, let's just start with the test question so that I can explain, because here you are not given with the options. Okay. Which of the following numbers are multiples of 10? Multiples of 10 means the numbers that you can see in the tables of 2. Do we have 5 in the table of 2? 2 times what number makes 5? Times no number makes 5, right? But 2 times we have a number that when multiplied by 2 makes 10. 2 times 5 is 10, so the correct option is 5. So 2 times 5 is 10. Option number 2 is the correct option. So I selected 10. What's wrong with the? Okay, I said that is 10. Which of the following numbers are multiples of 6? So we need to count a table of 6. If you are good with multiplication tables, you can find answer easily, right? So that is 9 times 6 is 54. We do not have 52 in the table of 6. So option number 1 is the correct option. 9 times 6 is 54. Which of the following are the multiples of 3? So which is the correct option? That is 24. Option number 1 is the correct option because we do not have 22 in the table of 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which of the followings are multiples of 10? So which is the correct option? That is 70. Option number 2 is the correct option. Very good. Which of the following numbers are multiples of 8? That is 32. Option number 2 is the correct option. Which of the following numbers are multiple of 3? The multiples of 3 are, that is 21. Option number 2 is the correct option. Which of the following numbers are multiple of 7? That is 49. Option number 2 is the correct option. We have 49. Which of the following numbers are multiples of 10? That is 60. Very good. Option number one is the correct option. Which of the following numbers are multiple of 5? 48 is option number one is the correct option. Which of the following are multiples of 6? The multiples of 6 are 60. Option number 2 is the correct option. Which of the following numbers are multiples of 4? That is 20. Option number 1 is the correct option. The multiples of 9 are 27. Option number 2 is the correct option. Which of the following numbers are multiple of 5? The multiples of 5 are 50. Option number 2 is the correct option. Which of the following numbers are multiple of blue? The multiples of 7 is 63. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. So we were working on grade 4 math. Chapter we were working on is multiplication. We have covered today are multiplication facts to 12. Multiplication facts to 12, find the missing number. Choose a multiples of a given number up to 12. So please make sure before the next session you can practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat and tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer if you have any. So any questions, you can confusions if you have any. Any questions? No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.